Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn the program to swap two variables in Python. And we have various methods to implement this. And we are going to see all these methods one by one. In the first method, we are going to swap the two variables by using temporary variable. So temporary variable is nothing but it is an additional variable which is involved in the movement of the variables. So first we will see how to read the input from the user. So let us read the two input from the user by means of the input statement. And in case of the input statement, we can give additional prompt message that will help the user to understand what to be done. And I am reading two input from the user and I am storing in the variables var1 and then var2. Then to know how the variables are swapped, let us print the variables before the swapping is done. So I am going to print the value of var1 and var2 before swapping. And in this I am using placeholder. If you see here, this is a string. With the string, we can use the format function. And in this, I have two placeholders. And then I have two variables in the format function. For the first placeholder, it is going to take the first variable. And for the second placeholder, it is going to take the value of the second variable. So when I run this program, first it will ask me to enter the variables. And here I am entering the variables as hi and then hello. And the print statement is going to print the message, the value of var1 and var2 before swapping. When the first placeholder comes, it is going to take the value of var1 and it will substitute there. So I am getting the value of var1 is hi, that is printed here. Then after the comma, we have the second placeholder. In this, it is going to take the value of the variable 2 and that will be printed. So here we have given hello for the second variable. So that will be printed in this message. Now we accepted the input from the user and we have printed the input to the user. Now let us see how to swap the variables by using the temporary variable. So for that, first we have to create a temporary variable. So I am going to create a temporary variable called temp. And then we can achieve the swapping by using three statements. The first statement, whatever is the value of the variable 1, that we are going to store it in temp. Now variable 1 is free. In that location, you can store the value of the variable 2. So now what we have done here is the variable 1 is now swapped with the new value. Then we have to copy the value of the temp and that should be stored in var2. So with the help of these three statements, we can achieve the swapping of the two variables. Now after the swapping is done, I am going to print the value of the variables. So I am using the same statement now. The value of var1 and var2 after swapping is now printed. So in this, if you see the output, you can understand that hi and hello are swapped. So we are getting the messages hello and hi. This method can be used for swapping any data type like string, integer, float, and so on. So the main drawback of this method is it is involving the use of temporary variable. Now let us see the second method. So in the second method, we are going to swap the two variables without using temporary variable. And again, we can use this method for any data type like string, integer, float. So first I am reading the input from the user. I am printing before swapping is done. Now this is a single line for swapping the two variables. So var1 comma var2 is equal to var2 comma var1. So if you see here, first we have var1 and then var2, but we are assigning that with the value of var2 and then var1. So by using a single statement, we are achieving the swapping of two variables. So after the swapping is done, I am printing the value of the variables. So if you compare this method with the previous method, in the previous method, we have used three different statements and we have used one temporary variable, but here it is not at all involving the use of temporary variable. And now let us see the third method. So in the third method, we are going to make use of the operators. So in arithmetic operators, we have plus and minus. So we are going to use those two operators for performing the swapping. But the main problem this method is, this method can be used for swapping numeric variables like int and float. In the previous methods, we have even swapped strings. That is not possible in this method because we are going to make use of operators. So operators are having meaning when they work on the numbers. And first, I am reading the input with the help of the input statement. And in case of input statement, whatever we enter as the input, that will be internally converted into string. Even though when I enter the input as 11, it will be internally converted into string. So we cannot perform operations like multiplication, subtraction, division on strings. So we have to convert the data either to integer format or otherwise to floating point format. So I am going to make use of the built-in function int. So whatever is entered in the keyboard, I'm going to convert that into integer, and then the converted value will be stored in the variable 1 and then variable 2. So in this, we have 3 statements. And in all the statements, we are going to use only the arithmetic operators plus and minus. In the first statement, we are going to add var1 and then var2 that will be stored in the variable 1. And in the second statement, we are going to perform var1 minus var2 that is stored in variable 2. Then in the third statement, it is var1 minus var2 that is stored in variable 1. So if you execute these 3 lines in the same order, it will be performing the swapping. So here the order is very important. First, we are performing addition, and then in the next 2 statements, we are performing subtraction. So if you consider the example, let me assume that var1 is 11 and var2 is 22. So first, when I execute the statement, var1 is equal to var1 plus var2. So here, the value of the variable 1 will be changed with 11 plus 22, that is 33. And variable 2 will be kept as such, so it will have a value as 22. Then in the next statement, I am updating the value of variable 2 with the value of variable 1 minus variable 2. So here variable 1 is 33, variable 2 is 22. When I subtract, I'll be getting 11. That is stored in variable 2. And in the third statement, I am updating the value of the variable 1 with variable 1 minus variable 2. So here variable 1 is 33 minus 11. That will be now 22. That is stored in first variable. If you see, after the third statement is executed, the variables are swapped. Then I am printing the value of the new swapped values. So when I run the program, I am getting the swapping perfectly done. So now let us see one more method with the help of operators. So in this, we have used plus and minus operators. We can achieve the swapping by means of multiplication and division operators also. So that is done here. So in this, we have to use only single divide, not double divide. We have already seen the difference between single divide and then double divide. So single divide is nothing but float division, and double divide is float division. That is for performing integer division. Now let us focus on the statements for swapping the data by this method. And when we use this method, we should be very careful because it is involving the division operation. So this method can be used for numeric variables with values other than 0. Because since division is involved, when we are trying to divide a number by 0, we will get divide by 0 error. So we don't want that. So if your swapped value is 0, don't use this method. So in this, again, we have 3 statements. In the first statement, we are going to use multiplication. In the second and the third statements, we are going to use division. So in the last method, we are going to perform the swapping by using XOR operator, which is represented by caret symbol. And this method can be used only for swapping integers. We can't even swap floating point numbers by using this method. So let us see the statements this method. So here we have 3 statements. We are going to use only one operator, that is XOR operator. Similar to the previous methods, the sequence will be same, but in this, we are going to use in all the 3 statements the XOR operator. That is the only difference. And if you want to know how the execution is done, let us understand this example. So here I am going to assume that A is 11. That is the first variable is 11 and the second variable is 22. And XOR is a bitwise operator. So we are going to write the data in binary format because it is going to perform the manipulation in bit level. So 11 is represented as 1011 and 22 is represented as 10110 in binary. And in the first statement, we are going to XOR variable 1 and variable 2, and answer will be stored in variable 1. So when I XOR, when both the bits are same, we'll be getting the answer as 0. When the bits are different, we will be getting the answer as 1. So if you consider the LSB, it is 1, 0. So we'll be getting the answer as 1. The next 2 are 1, 1. They are same. So we'll be getting the answer as 0. In the third bit, we have 0, 1. They are different. So we'll be getting the answer as 1 and so on. So here, after the first statement is executed, variable 1 is updated with a new value, which is XOR of variable 1 and then variable 2. Then after the line 11, that is nothing but variable 2 is equal to variable 1 XOR variable 2. So in this, after this statement is executed, value of the variable 2 is 01011, which is equivalent to 11. So what has happened here is, after the second statement is executed, variable 2 is swapped with the required value. Now we have to update the variable 1. For that, we are doing the third statement. When it is done, variable 1 and variable 2 are XOR and the resultant value is stored in variable 1. It is not variable 2. So here we are getting the value as 22. In this video, we have seen the program to swap two variables by using totally 5 different methods. In the next video, we will learn about control statements in Python. Thank you, everyone.